we're doing a deband today. This is a happy day for Miss Elena. We're going to be taking her braces off, and I'm going to let you zoom in and let's take a peek. Let me get my mask on and get my special little loops. And I want to show you, many of you have heard about spaghetti or elastics, spaghetti elastics that we wear, and Elena has worn these for the last week, so we're getting ready to check her rubber bands, and then we're going to go through what a debanding is. Everybody's heard about that, so we're going to take her braces off. All right, close down for me, Elena. This is where she's been wearing her rubber bands. You can see on there to help bring the teeth together. Bite for me. Okay, that looks great. What a good job you've done. Okay, same thing there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slip off her rubber bands, and I'll go ahead and take her braces off. Braces off, you can come in and let's take a look at how we actually do this. You can see that our teeth are ligated together to keep from opening up any of the spaces. And that's one little bracket we've taken off. There's another little brace coming off. Another little bracket coming off. Now we're moving around to the front. Sometimes people complain that these are the most sensitive teeth when we take the braces off. And so what I'm trying to do is I put a little pressure on the teeth as I go to take the actual brace off. So it's the sound you hear that little crunching sound. That's not her tooth breaking. All that is the glue letting go of the brace. Now there's one little bracket that's coming off. I'm going to hand that to Maybelline. Now, what I need to do now is go check and see if there's a bracket left in there. Open. There's one right there. So we're going to take that little guy out of there. Now, you'll see all of her braces are now gone off the teeth. We still have to go in and we're going to clean the glue up for her. Now we need to take the top brackets off. So you can see it didn't take near as long to take the braces off as it does to put them on. These once again are sensitive, so what I try to do is to place pressure on the teeth.
When was the last time you were able to do that?
And Elena's doing a great job for us. It's like she's a pro at this. Let me come over here and mess up when you get this slip out of the way. And we got one more to take on the top.
Alrighty.
And we'll have one brace that is left in there, Elena. There it is right there. Right when you can get that. So now we have all the braces are off right down. That took what, about 2 or 3 minutes. Now what I'm going to do is let Elena go rinse her mouth out, because a lot of times she'll like to do this after we get your braces off. She's going to come back and then I'm going to remove. Just got her braces off. Now I want to ask her one question. Elena, did that hurt when we did that? All right, very good. Now, what we're going to do now, this is just a little handpiece. I know people get scared when they see this or hear that. But all we're going to do now, this is what we call a polishing burr. And you can see I can get the handpiece running and lay it over my finger. And all it's going to do is just go and polish the glue off of the teeth. So we'll start on the top. This part you may not be able to see on the video, but you can see, I can see that we're getting the glue off the teeth. And we're polishing the teeth to make them nice and clean for Elena. Once we get done with polishing the teeth, then we're going to be able to place her lower retainer. We're going to show you that today. How we fit, Maybelline's going to fit a retainer, and then we're going to glue it in. She's going to glue it in for it. And then we'll take an impression for her upper retainer. Open a little bit on that girl. So you can see we're almost done cleaning half of the arch. Let's turn our head to the left for me. Open a little wider there. We have to go all the way back. Her braces went on to the very back teeth. I'm just kind of getting a little cheek out of the way. Open a little wide. There we go. Okay, now that's one side. Now we're going to come on the other side and do the remaining teeth on the upper. That's just Mr. Suction cleaning up the saliva. Open the wide time. Now sometimes what I'll do is I'll come back in and polish. If the teeth have some little edges that need to be smoothed out, I'll go ahead and do this at this stage. So that's how we clean the glue off the teeth. Here we are. Look at this pretty smile. We got everything cleaned up and we pumice the teeth for Elena. Oh my gosh, what a good looking smile she has. Now, what Maybelline has done is we have a little permanent retainer. It's just like a little wire that we glue behind the teeth. And why? It's because we want that to keep the wire straight. Thank you, Maybelline. So if you'll zoom in and look at this, it looks much like a little James Avery necklace that you would get at James Avery Jewelry. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay this behind the teeth. Actually, no, not me. Maybelline will lay this behind the teeth, and I'm going to let you watch how she glues this into position. Okay? And I will talk while she's doing it. Everybody remembers these little retractors. These are retractors that we put in, and the reason we want to do that is we want to isolate the area so that it will not get wet when we place either the braces on or the bonded retainer. And so it keeps the cheeks out of the way, and it'll also help to make a nice visible working area for Maybelline to work in. Now, next what she's getting ready to do, this is called etching. It is not a shot. You can see her sticking on it, going through her finger, anything. All it is some cleaner for the back of the tooth. And so what she's going to do is place a little bit of that cleaner behind the teeth, and that's the area where we're going to place the little bonded retainer. This will stay on about 15 to 30 seconds. And then what Maybelline will do is use a little suction and water, and then we're going to clean it off. Right now she's spreading the cleaner around all aspects of the tooth where the retainer will be touching the tooth. And Miss Elena's doing a good job keeping her mouth open and her tongue away. This is Mr. Suction coming in. It's going to take care of all the glue, and then she'll rinse everything off. Once Maybelline rinses it off, she's going to come and dry the teeth. I don't know if you'll be able to see this from our little video we're shooting, but the back of the teeth will be very, very frosty, and that's what we want before we put the sealant on. Let me see if I can turn my light on for you, and maybe you can see can you see the back sides of the teeth? Now watch how she dries them off. You can see how the teeth are frosty on the inside. It's really, really frosty, and that's what we want. Now what she's doing is placing a little cotton roll to keep her lip away from the fronts of the teeth, and then one in the back just to keep her tongue away. We want this to be really dry when we place the bonded retainer on. sure she's got everything etched right where she wants it to be etched to place the retainer. And the mirror is helping just hold the tongue away. Now this part of the process is called placing the seal. That is part of the glue that will actually stick with another part of the glue that'll be the paste. They will fuse together once Maybelline shines a UV light on the retainer. We'll see that in just a minute. So now she's got all that and she's going to dry it off one more time. Now she's getting ready to place her little retainer. She's going to cure this first, cure this part of the glue. That's the little UV light we were talking about. So the retainer is not in place, but the teeth are ready now for us to lay the retainer against the teeth and place the glue. As you can see, Maybelline's very, very talented doing this. She's taking the retainer now. She's just going to gently lay it on the teeth where she wants it to be. Now she's got and she's checking the position of the wire. You can see how she's placing it on the tooth where we want it. It will touch each of the teeth. And then now what she's going to do is making sure everything looks good. Now she's getting ready to get her little glue, and she'll start to place the glue on the retainer. And she puts just like a little bead on each one of the teeth right over the retainer. There you can have a little more light. You can see what she's doing. Just placing glue on each one of the teeth, and then she'll come back with her light and she'll tack that on. So when you hear people talk about having a permanent retainer, this is what it looks like. It will stay on the back of the teeth, and we want to keep it there to keep the teeth in place. In a few minutes, we'll show you how we're going to clean or floss the teeth with the permanent retainer on. Now comes the curing part, where we cure the glue. This is actually what will keep the little retainer attached to the teeth now. And we go over each tooth for about 20 seconds with the little light, and that's enough to set the glue up. Then when she's done, she'll check with her mirror to see if there's any little voids or places where she needs to add more glue. And this is how we do our lower bonded retainer. Now, next up in a minute, we'll be going back to our impression area, and we're going to be taking her impression for our upper removable retainer, and we'll place that next week after our lab technician makes the retainer. Elena, I do want to talk about, before we go to our impressions, the importance of flossing with your bonded retainer in. And you can see from what Maybelline's doing now, this is what we call a floss threader, and she's running the floss through the little floss threader. And then what you can do is we're going to, and then Elena will do this at home, where she'll just run the floss threader through the back, and she'll bring up that, this goes underneath the retainer, And now you have the floss, so you're able to go up and down and floss on each side of the tooth. What you'll need to do is you go in between each one of these teeth to do this. It'll be important to floss just as you would normally. And then now she's taking the floss and going down to the edge of the retainer and then coming back up. What you can't do is just take the floss all the way underneath and pull it all the way up because the retainer is attached to the teeth. So now, Elena knows how to do that. Now we're going to go ahead and take her retractor out, and yes, she wants to go rinse now, and then we're going to go take her. What we have is Maybelline and Elena in our impression area, and you can see Maybelline has an assortment of trays out, and what she's going to do is she's already found the tray that fits the best for Elena's mouth. So she's going to go ahead now and place her alginate. This is part of the impression material that everybody knows about. She's going to put this in a little bowl. We have a little automatic mixer here, much like at home when your mom has a mixer. It's able to mixing things. So we put the powder in, and then she's going to place the water, and then we'll turn the mixer on. She's now getting the precise amount of water we need. And the spatula. So now she's pouring the water in that, and if we can zoom in, you can take a look inside and you can see how she actually mixes the alginate up. And it starts out as a purple, then when it gets ready to be to take out the mouth, it'll be turned a white color. So now she's mixing that, thoroughly mixing it. And then she's going to load the tray in just a minute, and then she's going to put that in Elena's mouth, and then that'll be her impression material. She's loading the tray, as you can see. And what we're going to be doing now is Elena's going to be taking her final x-rays. That'll be her Ceph and her others panoramic x-ray and her x-ray for her TM joints. And then what we do is we will compare the x-rays from the beginning with the end to make sure we have achieved the treatment goals we set out for. So I'm going to let you zoom in, and you can see how Elena's been placed into the x-ray machine by Maybelline. Very easy, you just stand there, and then the x-ray will go around, and we'll take all the films that we need. Back with us, it's been 1 week. Now her retainers have been made, and we're going to place her retainers in and give her instructions on how we want to wear those retainers. Did anybody notice that your braces were off? Oh yeah, how many people did you end up telling? Wow, that's good. What did it feel like to eat your first meal without braces? Well, your teeth are beautiful. All right, right down for me. Now, this is your little retainer that we're going to put in. You can see it's, you got all sparkly colors. Looks kind of like a little handlebars on a bicycle. This part is the wire that goes in front of your teeth, so as we go to place this in, you will feel, you can look in the mirror, how we just slide this over and you put the wire over the outside of the teeth, and I'll place that in the position just like that. Now, it feels kind of loose. A couple of questions that I want to ask you. Do you feel these little loops hanging on your lip? If you do, I can bend those in a little bit. Okay, do you feel the left side more or the right side more? Okay, all right, let me do that. Let's see a 3-prong plier. So I'm going to make some adjustments on this so that it'll feel better for you. A little bend in the wire here. Over here. I'll do the same thing here. And here. Now I'm going to tighten the labial bow against the front. This. Now let's put it in and see if you feel a difference. It's going to feel a little more snug in the front, and then you can feel this. Can you feel how those loops are curved in more? Now, let me show you how I want you to take it out. When we go to take our retainer out, I do not want you to pull here in the front because it's going to loosen this wire up. But you have little handlebars on the side, You lift one side down, and then you lift the other side down. Okay, and then to place it in, you always want to slide it and make sure this wire is over the teeth. And then you never bite it in, but always push with your fingers on the plastic. Now, what I'm going to let you do is, Lena, is to go to the mirror and you can practice. Okay? Miss Elena, congratulations. This is just a little Deband goodie bag. These are the things that you were not supposed to eat while you have your braces on, but I hope you enjoy. We'll see you next month to check your retainer and flash that pretty smile for you, okay? Thank you, dear.